Just like your holy book says, what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and loses his own soul? In this, I ask you, my friends, what shall it profit you to gain the whole relationship and friendship and not being a friend to yourself? Today's theme is friendship. And I implore you, let's do something together. Let's imagine a man. Okay? Let's imagine a man. So let's give this man a name. Someone want to suggest any name?
Max.
Max. Okay, let's give this man Max. All right. So Max is the kind of a guy that everyone loves. All right? Max is the life of the party, the first person to show up when a friend have a problem. Max is the guy that will share his last dime with you. The guy that will sit with you all through your darkest moments without flinching. You find Mark with you, encouraging you, advising you. This is the guy that will be the first one to call you up always, constantly, hey, checking on you. Hey, how are you doing, bro? You okay? Max is that kind of a guy, if you call him at 2 a.m., he will drive 2 hours. I think because of Max, they sang that song, I'm always there when you call. That is Max for you. Max joined all these groups, all these organizations, because of what? Because he is seeking validation. He is seeking someone to tell him, hey, bro, you mattered. Everyone says one thing. He's such a friend that I wish I've ever had. That is Max for you, right? So there is something people don't understand about Max. That after everything, at night when Max returns back home and shuts the door behind him and sits in the silence, Max is completely lost. Max does not know who he is, why he does what he did. But guess what happened? One day, Max came back again and opened the door and right into his house, sit down with himself. And Max asked a question that he was never taught to ask. Max asked a very simple question. Who am I when nobody needs me? And that question shook everything about Max. Guess what happened? Max began to ask, what comes about my actions? Why do I think this way? Why do I believe what I believe? These questions led Max to start exploring who he is. And guess what happened? Max used to have many friends. But during the process of Max trying to befriend himself, something happened that no one warned him about. He lost friends. That was too bad for Max. This is the guy that turns up every time. This is the guy that has always been there. This time around, he is coming to understanding and becoming friends with whom he is. And what happened? He lost friends. Don't pity for Max, because Max lost friends. Not because he stopped caring. No, but just because he is no longer available 24/7. Max is no longer in everybody's life. Max took back those energies and Max was exploring himself. This is the more reason why when he wakes up now, he have a purpose why he wakes up. Listen, he never understood the adventure of a man that he is because he had never looked inside. So observing coming to this realization of himself bamboozled him. He no longer have time of what's happening there. He found himself so powerfully that he enjoys exploring every angle, every bit of who he is. He now understood the marvelous person that he is. He became so fixated with himself that he no longer matters. Nothing else matters. He lost friends, but he gained what? He gained clarity. He gained protection. Now start listening to his instinct, to his voice. He's no longer going out to listening to other people, now concentrating, getting clarity. His instinct now becomes one. Listen, he's no longer filled with every activities. You see people falling into temptations that they would have seen coming. But Max, he sees things clearly. He now understands that Oh, those that stayed because they actually do not need anything from him. They stayed because they love him for who he is. The friends that left, they didn't leave because they hated him, but they were a mirror of the part of him that he needs to come in alignment with. He sees the impatience in them as part of him that he needs to work on. He no longer needs like to become a performing friend. Marx now appears authentic. Guess what happened? Marx, in that process, asked a question: who am I? That he is not Marx. We all gave him Marx. He was before we gave him a name. Guess what? He now understood that he transcends his name. Through his name, he encountered the groups, the organizations. He defended the name and everything that came with the name. So the moment he understood this, he transcended identities. He no longer had to pick a friend, because the moment you choose a friendship, that means you've created a polarity. He no longer needs to be a thing. He becomes the whole thing. So the question, my friends, fellow Toastmasters, the question is not how to make a better friendship. The question should be, are you willing to know yourself deeply enough that you can see yourself in everything? You know, when you are everything, you lack nothing. You become the source. And when you are nothing, you're not scared of losing anything. So when you lose everything, just like your holy book says, what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and loses his own soul? In this, I ask you, my friends, what shall it profit you as Marx to gain the whole relationship and friendship and not being a friend to yourself? My name is Stanley. Thank you.